Singer Chang Jae-in confessed the facts of past sexual violence. Chang Jae-in posted a long comment on her Instagram on the 21st and 22nd of this month, revealing her experience. First, she said, "Today, to commemorate the end of the recording of a really long album, to commemorate the constant improvement of psychotherapy like sleeping at night, I will leave a comment. It took 11 years to cut out this story. My first seizure was at the age of 17, and at the age of 18, I had serious anxiety, seizures, dyspnea, insomnia, and eating and drinking. Everyone who is experiencing the same thing will know what it is. It was really hard, surprising the fans," she said. "I said I would treat it, but finding a doctor who suits me was not an easy task, and at that time I thought going to the hospital was a big hurt, so I would treat it further. I couldn't do it. The environment in which I lived would have played a major role in the symptoms," she said. "I was in my 20s, and my wishes from 24 to 29 years old were requests. That's why I really wanted to be a little happy. But just because I made up my mind, it didn't mean that it would come true. I want to live hard even if I just want to think good. However, if the heart itself becomes ill, it will collapse more and more." Chang Jae-in said, "That's how long I grew up with illness, and now that's part of me. First, let go of the word happiness, and I have to be tied to low pride." She admitted that she had spent her time, and above all, if she continued to take the medicine for a year, many of his symptoms improved. She also said, "I planned an album at the age of 18 and vowed to be frank about my stories because I was energized to see the people I did. I didn't experience the same thing as I did. I experienced another hardship, overcame it, and endured watching the singers singing nicely. That courage I got, as I did. If I could tell even a little bit, wouldn't it make sense for the many incidents I was experiencing? That idea seemed to have caught me in the worst of situations, and even now, I think it would be really nice to be able to do that." The next day, Chang Jae-in cut out a concrete story about the incident he was experiencing at the age of 18. She said, "The album started with that incident. A year later, I was informed that I had properly caught the criminal at the age of 19. I did. He was a man of the same age as me." She implied that she had been a victim of sexual assault, but the hardest part at the time was that the child also did that because of the bullying of other children. "When I saw me passing the road in the middle of winter, I said, 'That's what he said. It seems that he promised that he wouldn't bully you if he did,' she said. The reason why this fact didn't stand to be heard is that if the child is also a victim, what on earth am I? What I have experienced, the most heart-wrenching thought was what it was. As I grew up a little more, I became more sensible, but when I looked back, I said, it wasn't your mistake that this happened at that time. I would be really happy if anyone could say," she said. Finally, Chang Jae-in said, "More sexual victims than I expected should live with shame and guilt as I did, even though they are victims. I am like me." Looking at the singer who experienced that, I was energized and endured. If I still step on my feet and sing, I will help someone who has experienced the same or similar things, she said. Sent a message of support to those who experienced such things. Chang Jae-in's frank confession, which she finally said for the first time in 11 years, said, "It would have been very painful, thank you for singing without disappointment, and it was very comforting people continue to support us."